This episode of Soldier Knows Best is brought to you by Jack Threads. Hey, what's up guys, Soldier Knows Best here. In this video, I'm going to be covering some of the latest news about these upcoming Apple products that people have been asking me a lot down in the comments, also in the email. I just got back from VidCon, which is a really big YouTube conference out in LA. And even there, people are asking me about my thoughts about the iPhone 5 and this iPad 2.5 or 3 that's maybe coming out in the fall as well. So I'm going to try to cover as many of those topics right now in this video. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. With the first one is about the Apple TV. Now, not the little small box, but an actual Apple HD TV. So for the past 2 or 3 years, there's been rumors that Apple's going to get into the TV market itself. So of course you can expect a TV that may have a pretty badass display on it, but as well it'll have the Apple TV software built right into it. You won't need to have that little box or buy that little box separately. Now, as you probably know, with the Google TV, it hasn't been a huge success, and I think Apple may be able to be one of these companies that can make that transition from bringing this type of software to TVs that can do a little bit more. Especially, I think the one killer thing is this wireless AirPlay that's going to be coming out, the next software update for the Apple TV, and also of course with iOS 5, to be able to do wireless AirPlay with games and movies and stuff like that to your Apple TV that you already have now via your iPod Touch, your iPhone, or your iPad. And if Apple will be able to put that same technology into an actual HD TV itself and to get that into a lot of different homes, I can see that really being a really good entertainment source. So that Apple TV, it's been rumored, may come out in like 2012. We have to keep an eye on that. Hopefully it doesn't cost an arm and a leg, which it may just be that, but we'll have to wait and see about that. Now, next up is talking about the Mac Pros, which haven't had a design change probably since I was in high school. I think they had the very similar, the same design change back in the PowerPC days, so they're a little overdue for them. And it's been rumored to maybe a little bit slimmer design, a little bit smaller case design, and make it user rackable, so you can be able to have stacks and stacks of these set up in like a server format. But also too, I think that by making it a little bit smaller, maybe they offer at a lower price. Maybe get the Mac Pros around in that $1,700 price range to be a little bit more affordable for people, because right now it is the most customizable Mac, but it is the most expensive Mac as well. So it's going to have all the bells and whistles, of course. It's going to have the best Intel processors, the best graphic cards, and all that good stuff. Thunderbolt ports off the wazoo. But I'm really looking forward to the design change with that Mac Pro. Now, next up, it's been a rumor that just came out about a week ago about seeing some MacBook Pro Airs possibly. So a 15-inch and a 17-inch version of the MacBook Air, or there may be MacBook Pros, but now these MacBook Pros will have the same type of slim design as the MacBook Airs. And you remember Apple back in, I think it was WWDC, where they really announced these. No, it wasn't. I don't know. I can't remember. But at one of these conferences, Apple said that the way the MacBook Airs are, that's the future of laptops. And so you can already know that Apple is already working on getting these MacBook Pros down to that slim type of design, getting rid of the optical drive, which Apple has become to hate now, which I don't blame. We really don't use them that much anymore. Well, at least not most people don't use them that much anymore. So some thin 15-inch or 17-inch MacBook Airs or MacBook Pro Airs will be a pretty awesome lineup. Something awesome to add to that laptop lineup. Now I'm just starting to stutter in there. But anyway, next up, let's talk about the iPad 2.5 or the iPad 3 or whatever it's going to be. Now, ever since the first iPad got launched, it looks like these rumors just came out the next day. But that Apple's going to be adding a Retina display to the iPad and releasing that in the fall as well. Now, I don't think that's going to happen because, I mean, adding a Retina type display to the iPad is a pretty big deal, and I think that's something you'll want to say to the official release of the iPad 3. And then releasing it right now, this thing is a little too soon, or in the fall, I think it'd be a little too soon. And I don't know, I don't know, see why they'll do that. And also introducing a 2.5 or something like that doesn't make sense to me either. So I think Apple will. Of course, they're going to be releasing the iPad 3, but I think it's not going to be until 2012, and it will have a Retina display. It will have some, faster processor and all that great stuff as well, and it will be a little bit thinner and hopefully some better cameras. Maybe even bumping up the cameras to the same quality as the current iPhone 4. I think that will be good enough, and that'll be very, very plausible. So the iPad 3, I'm thinking not coming out to 2012. I don't see it coming out in the fall. So that's just my thoughts about that. Now to the big story of them all, the iPhone 5. Now normally the new iPhone was released in June or July, around that time frame, but of course that time has come and passed. Now iOS 5 will be getting released in the fall. That comes from Apple. Of course they announced that, so of course we can expect to see the next iPhone 5 in the fall as well. There's been a big debate whether it's going to be September or October. I'm kind of leaning towards October because that's a little bit closer to the holiday shopping time frame with November, so that'll be the #1 thing on their kids list for the Christmas holidays. Plus too, I think it gives Apple a little bit more time to to kind of build up the inventory and their supply of these, because they're not only releasing this on AT&T like they've been doing for the past 4 years. They're going to be releasing this on AT&T and Verizon. And that's a lot of people. A lot of people on Verizon have been holding out from buying the iPhone 4, kind of waiting for the iPhone 5. I think Apple knows this, and plus they know that in order to keep this thing in stock, they're going to need a little bit more time to build up the inventory for that. Now, as far as what's going to be inside this iPhone 5, I think the internals is going to be similar to what you find in the iPad 2. It's going to have a dual-core A5 processor, better graphics, more RAM, and then as far as the design itself, now, it's been rumored that the front of the screen, or the screen itself, the front of the screen, that doesn't make sense. That could be the back of the screen, right? But anyway, the screen itself is going to be a little bit bigger than the previous versions of the iPhone, which will add a little bit more real estate for things like multi-touch gesture, because, you know, Apple just loves multi-touch. You know, they love it with the trackpad. So I think the iPhone 5 has a slightly bigger screen. It'll allow for a little bit more possibilities with that. Plus, applications and movies would just look that much better. And since it's Retina, they make it a little bit bigger, still not going to really lose any quality at all. Now, as far as the camera, the rear-facing camera, I would think it would be no less than 8 megapixels and also be able to shoot 1080p video, 1080p HD video. I think that would be awesome addition to it as well. Front-facing camera, they may bump up the quality just a little bit as well. Now, there's been some designs here, so you've seen some of the images that I've been putting up here on the side about some reported images of what the iPhone 5 may look like. And if it looks anything like these, I think it's going to be a really, really good winner on Apple's hand. So anyway, I think that's going to be released in October. I think it's just going to be one version. It's been rumored they may offer like a cheaper version of it that may be missing some features, but I don't know about that. Plus two, I forgot to add this before the iPhone 5 story, but the iPod Touch, I think the next generation iPod Touch, I think they'll be also releasing that around the same time frame. And it's also possible that may have like a 3G chip inside of it, since Apple is going with this cloud type of computing, cloud music with iTunes and all that stuff. So the iPod Touch will want to stay connected as much as possible. So I think a 3G chip inside of that is very possible as well. So anyway, guys, this is just my thoughts about all these cool little Apple stories that have been going out here. But before we head out of here, we're going to take one last look at our sponsor for this video, and that is Jack Threads. Only suckers pay full price. If you love alternative apparel brands like Kid Robot, Hurley, and Stussy, but hate wasting all of your cash on them, listen up. You can score these premium brands at up to 80% off every day. There's a new invite-only shopping club just for guys or girls who like to dress like guys called Jack Threads, serving up street, skate, and surfwear brands at prices that will melt your brain. There is a wait list to join, but if you head to jackthreads.com/SKB, you'll get instant access to all the killer hookups. Go now. All right, guys, again, just like I said, these are just my thoughts about these stores. Please leave a comment down below about what you think is going to happen with all these new Apple products. And thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you later. Peace.